Hello, collective. Welcome in. Um, this is actually kind of a little bit of an experiment. I wasn't really sure I was going to do any readings this week. I've been a bit busy, but I did want to do a one pull short because I like to do those over the weekends. And I pulled my cards and got the same card again. Go look at the short. It should be posted. So the reason I decided to sit down and do this reading is because I pulled that same card, and I am not joking when I say, this is actually starting to drive me crazy. I'm genuinely almost ready to put my deck up and just call it quits for the next month because I'm over it. I shuffled that deck 7 times. I cut it another 7 times. I actively avoided looking at my cards because every time I shuffle, I see the same cards. It's like I'm genuinely going crazy. It's nuts. It's actually nuts. And I've never seen my cards behave this way. I've been reading for probably at least 15 years, okay? I've had different decks of cards. I have never seen anything like this with my own decks. I know all things are possible when you're a reader. I get it, but this is actually mind-blowing to me. So I wanted to do a little experiment, right? I shuffled my deck, and because I don't have my camera set up the way I want it, I can't really shuffle it right here, but I can cut it a little bit. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to see what happens, okay? We're just going to pull 3 cards like usual after I cut the deck a few times and just see what happens, okay? I'm curious, actually. I just really want to know what happens if I do this. And I'm going to be so mad if I do this and I don't pull the same cards, right? But we already know. Spirit works in mysterious ways. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm going to be pissed. So let me cut the deck a couple times. I just want to do it here in front of the camera to see just what happens. Because I never shuffle on camera either. So let's just see what happens here. So sorry about my awkward deck cutting situation here. We'll do this a few ways just to make sure it's accurately cut. Now let me bring it around a couple times, right? And just spread it around, okay? All right. Now, you can see here, I'm doing this on camera. Let's see what comes of it. Okay, we'll leave the deck a little bit of a mess there. It's fine, whatever. Let's pull from the top and see what... Stop it. See? I am not joking. Okay, look at my last reading. Same exact card. Okay? Let me put that there. I'm going to pull all 3. Same card from another previous reading. Ugh, out of control. One more. This is the only one that's been different. Bashfulness. Interesting. Okay. So, we have stagnation and ending and bashfulness. Let me take a moment to determine what that's about here because, as I said, I just had stagnation in a recent pull. I had an ending a few pulls ago. I haven't had bashfulness yet. So that's an interesting addition to this little set here, right? So, we've got stagnation and this ending here in reverse. And with the most recent pull that I did talking about stagnation, it had to do with people, groups, individuals, whatever, being in stagnation, things just not going well for them, things coming to an end in some cases. So I think that's what that ending card is all about, because I even said it in that last reading. Things may be coming to a standstill, things may be coming to an end, things may just not be going very well. Maybe there's a lot of setbacks going on. So we'll just continue playing on that, because that's literally the last card I pulled. And now it's the first card I pull in this 3-card reading, okay? So we talked about the endings, okay? The stagnation here is not just stagnation. It's coming to a full and complete close, okay? An end. And this bashfulness here, you know, there's a lot I could probably say there, but I really want to kind of keep this brief. I might do a part 2 to this, to be honest. There's been a lot of energy in the collective recently as I've watched other readers and just kind of paid attention to different things going around in my own reality and things like that. You know, I talked in previous readings about having to deal with disrespect and these kinds of things, right? So I think this may have something to do with that as well. People causing stagnation for us, the collective, right? That's coming to an end. These people have caused so many issues, not only in our pardon me, not only in our lives personally, but just as a whole, right? This has to do with not only personal incidents, but our leadership, governments, corporations, whatever the case may be. Please excuse me, I now all of a sudden have an itch in my throat. Please give me a moment. Oh, I had to stop and go get some water. My word. My throat just started itching so badly out of nowhere. So again, talking about this stagnation, like I was feeling just fine, and now all of a sudden I can't speak correctly. So please bear with me, because oh my goodness, like my eyes are actually watering. So as I was saying, you know, in the context of all these things going on with the different corporations, the government, the leadership, all these different things, right? They have caused so many issues in our lives. These people have caused our stagnation in so many ways, right? Throughout our lives, we have been ultimately stagnated from living to our best potential, right? We have really been retarded in the medical sense, right? I'm not using that term in a vulgar sense. I'm using that in its actual medical sense. We have genuinely been retarded from being at our full potential mentally, spiritually, physically, etc., right? So with this ending here, that's telling me that's coming to an end. And not only that, you know, we can always relate these things to the micro. It doesn't have to be about these larger entities necessarily, right? Let's bring this down to our personal lives, right? We've had many people in our lives who have come into our lives with false intentions, deceitfulness. I talked about that in my last reading. Please go check it out if you wish. But not only that, maybe not even deceitfulness or anything like that, just being disrespectful, as I said in the beginning of this video or just a little bit ago. People come into our lives with varying intentions, right? Whatever it may be. And they cause problems in our lives that cause us to have setbacks. As a matter of fact, I woke up this morning upset about a situation that has to do with this very thing. A group did something and caused me to have an issue, and I am now having to deal with that issue. And I'm not going to consider it a setback for me. That was certainly the intention on their part. They had a negative intention and they wanted to do something to me. And so they did this thing, And it was meant to cause a setback, a stagnation, right? And I'm not letting it affect me that way, okay? So in their minds, they did this thing and they wanted it to have a certain effect on me, and that's not what's happening, okay? And so to relate that back to things that may happen in our personal lives that may just be like people around us and not these larger entities, right? You have these people who come into our lives and do these various things, okay? The days of all of that are over. I have said this so many times, I don't even know if I can say it anymore. I'm actually starting to get tired of saying it. I'm tired of talking about these people. It's over. Get it through your heads. Whoever it is that needs to hear that, just please get it through your mind that it's over with, okay? And humble yourselves. Here we are with the bashfulness card. These people are about to be seriously humbled. Pardon me. Oh my goodness, my throat. Get this message out, please. These people are about to be humbled on every level imaginable, and it is going to be enjoyable. Okay, it is not going to be fun for this group of entities, companies, organizations, individuals, whoever it is. These people are about to be experiencing the very endings, the very stagnations, the very setbacks, all the things that they have tried to throw at us or have thrown at us over all these years and years and years. All of that is coming back to them, and it's about to bite them in the behind, just like this possum will do to you. You don't want to run up on a possum in the middle of the night. Look at that thing. That is very much the energy that they're about to be in right there, dealing with a hissing, nasty, predatory animal that is about to be biting them all up in the butt for all the horrible, awful things that they do to other people for no reason other than jealousy, envy, complete unnecessary nonsense. These people do things completely out of immaturity. They don't do things because they have integrity. They do things because they're hateful pieces of garbage. Once again, that possum, we know that possums like to get in the trash when they're in urban locations. You know, they don't have a natural food source around, whatever the case may be, right? So they are trash, okay? And so I don't really think I need to say more. I wanted to keep this brief. I was just curious about the energy, and I proved myself right here in front of the camera, and that's all I wanted. So take this reading how it resonates, because I was not planning on this. Once again, I just wanted to get one thing done, and I was absolutely floored to see the card that I pulled. And so I needed to prove to myself that this energy really is coming out the way it's coming out. So please do yourself a favor. Take a look at the other readings that I have posted thus far, because you can see in the thumbnails the cards that I pull. So you can see very clearly exactly what I'm talking about. I keep pulling the same cards. It's happening for a reason. This energy is not fake. It's not false. I cannot make this up. I sat here and cut the deck in front of the camera for a reason. And I'm going to try to continue doing that more. Unfortunately, with my setup, I can't really do that. But I really wanted to show on camera that I am not pulling these cards like this on purpose. I am not pulling the same cards. It wouldn't make sense for me to do that. That's a waste of my time. So for anybody who needs to hear that, who may see my channel and think, goodness gracious, what is going on? This reader keeps pulling the same cards. It's not me. It's the universe sending you a very strong, very clear message, okay? I'm just the messenger. The message is clear here. All the stagnation that these people have been causing in our lives, in the world, it's coming to an end, and they're about to get humbled. Okay, that's it. That's all, period, point blank. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all in my next reading soon. Bye.